We are live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We're here playing Shadowrun. How are all of you doing? Good.
Good.
Yeah.
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 All right. Why don't we real quick just do the introduction bits? Let's start. Gemma, who are you and who are you playing as?
Sure. Hi, my name's Gemma. I am also at Blue Jay Gliding on Twitter and at Antipodes Yarns at on Twitter. I am playing. Who am I playing? I am playing Janess, also known as Zoe Marinakis. She is a, shall we say, technical person with some good capabilities in influencing people.
Okay.
And Silverstorm.
Hi, I'm Silverstorm, and I'm playing as Valkyrie, the elf sniper.
And Nerdy.
Hey, I'm Nitty Titty, and I am playing Star, the cat bird, the elf cat.
Nice. And I'm Shogun. I'm the GM, so I'll be running the game. And where we were at last was. Does anybody particularly want to do the recap? Because it's much more interesting from your perspective, from a player's perspective, I think.
No. No.
I can do it.
Okay.
Yay, the person who's good at talking to people.
Someone other than me.
Well, so we met a new character. Knuckles was back for a little bit, and we went off Star went off to take care of some other business, and they went in search of information for Blinky, and then utterly betrayed me by trying to kidnap someone in Silas's, or not Silas, jeez. I'm on separate games. Simon's palace. And I ended up calling Allie to tell him that there were corporate goons in the palace, so the whole thing got locked down. There was a whole interview thing where we interviewed the corporate dude and then the soldier separately, and then Knuckles decided to try to kill the soldier, and that didn't end well for me, anyways. For Star, I hit my head, but we did stop him from killing said person, the soldier. There was some discussions, and we asked for a favor from Alfred to get the or some kind of computer thingamajig decoded so we could get the information off of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an information card a data card that we received from the soldier that we had organized to be captured by Ali and her friends.
Had palmed off of the dude
Mm-hmm.
while he was, being detained.
Yeah. And the kit that we required was to help decrypt that information. There is a fair amount of information to be decrypted. We've got through the first layer, and we are waiting on the assistance of others in getting the rest of it dealt with.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Alfred said that he would get it back to you by the next day. So where do all of you, just kind of in retrospect, where do all of you spend that night?
My usual place.
On the rooftop of the loft?
Yes.
I think I will probably crash out on the bed that I claimed in the loft.
All right.
A very angry Star went back to the common and stayed in the safe.
All right. Wonderful. And the next day, you're all does Star return straight back the next day?
Yeah.
Okay. So you are all in the loft, able to communicate however you would like, if you want to. And so far have not been contacted by Alfred yet, but it should be any minute now.
With Star being in a visibly annoyed mood, I'll be communicating via emoji.
Okay.
Just because emojis are fun.
Right.
Slice, the human cyborg who inhabits the couch, is there, and
The couch is haunted?
Almost.
he is watching the three of you and is just kind of, all right, y'all are a little awkward. Hey, Valkyrie, do you ever relax ever?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I wish you'd try.
Well, I only relax when I'm dead, so.
Zoe is thoroughly relaxed. She's chilling, watching a bit of TV with Couch Guy.
Slice.
Hey, Couch Man, how are you doing? What's new?
Not much. I'm in between jobs. Last big one was with these fellas. They went and tried to OD me on some beta meth.
You
that
volunteered
sounds
for
like fun.
that.
Yeah,
You
I distinctly
volunteered
remember
for
you
that.
volunteering.
You didn't have to.
Well, I was sick for like 3 days afterwards, so it was not a great trip. I mean, it was not a great week.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But you're still here, right?
Yeah. I don't have what all these other people have. That's just kind of dog eat dog hunt for money. I'm not starving, so I'm here on this couch, and I'll go out and do a job when I run out of money.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
So yeah, I'll come on whenever they need me. A little extra muscle, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a thing I don't understand about most other Shadowrunners. They're kind of like, if they don't have 1,000 new yen entering their bank account every week, that they're gonna like drown or something.
Yeah, I hear that. So have you heard anything interesting going on? I'm assuming you don't just sit here watching TV. I'm sure you have an ear to the ground in terms of what's new and interesting out there as well.
Yeah, sometimes. A lot of, mostly it's just kind of trying to listen to what Simon wants and knowing what jobs to avoid. Has anybody really given you the lowdown on that?
In terms of Simon, I vaguely know who he is. I'm kind of new to this whole environment. Been spending a lot of time traveling, shall we say?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's a big deal here, but outside the city, he's no one really knows of him because he doesn't want them to. Yeah. No fault to your own for not knowing about him. He's the boss around here. All of the criminal organizations. There's a handful of real organized crime that really runs this half of the city, the Undercommon, and he's in charge of everything. They all answer to him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the guy I bumped into yesterday, before I headed up here for the first time, is he connected to Simon in some way?
He's the son of one of the organized crime families. He's the son of the boss of the Italians.
Okay, so Simon runs all of the crime. The Italians have their bit.
Yep.
I guess Russians would have another bit and all those sorts of things.
Dead on. Yeah. So he's
cool.
kind of second-ish, third-ish place in the Italians. It's between him and his brother, but his brother's no competition when it comes to smarts.
Cool.
Michael's definitely the brighter one of the two. But his brother is a bit more of a scrappy fellow.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, it's just kind of a general, like, I mean, I'm sure you've been in corporate territories before. If some big corporate head shows up, you just kind of step out of their way and do what they say, because they got a lot of firepower behind them. That's Simon around here.
Okay.
And you just stay out of his way. He's fairly reasonable.
Yep. So that Ali person we encountered, she works for Simon, I take?
Directly. She's one of... it's a little iffy about, because, he's not corporate, so the job assignments are a little more fluid.
Great.
But she's some kind of chief of security or another.
Ah, good to know.
Yeah, so
nice.
She might have a boss between her and Simon, but I know she directly talks with Simon sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's good to know who the players are, right?
Yeah, definitely. The other person you'll see going around a lot is a person who's not part of Simon's security, but she just does a lot of favors for Simon. Is Screamin' Sarah, which is one of his death race drivers. She's a blonde dwarf, and she's just a hateful, spiteful person, but a real tough gal, and she'll Allie calls on her to help when things really need to be done.
Hateful person. Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, she's not reasonable. Simon tries to give you the benefit of the doubt when he can. She does not. At all.
Good.
Especially if you ruin her day.
Hey, Slice. do you drink coffee, man?
Yeah, I drink everything.
All right. I think I'm going across the road to get some. How about you guys? Would you like any?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'll go with you. Yeah, they got...
Oh, you come with?
Yeah, absolutely. They got,
Wow, man, I thought you were welded to that couch.
Nah, I just didn't see a reason to go outside yet.
Ah, that's fair. Oh, good.
Yeah, they're good. Angie, I believe, is the name of the lady there, and she's got, obviously soy calf, but then she's got some real stuff, some actual beans brought in from somewhere.
This is what Son of Italians told me yesterday.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name.
Michael.
Did he actually... Michael?
He might have forgotten to mention to you, but yeah, he's Michael.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, look, how about we go, and with that, I think it would be good for the others to have a moment in the sun while we go off to find a coffee.
Yeah, have a good time. Don't kill each other. I'm out here.
I'm gonna go upstairs.
Yes, role playing. The social way.
No.
Hey, you have some screen time. Nope.
Until she gets her wings, this is how it's gonna be.
Okay.
And right about that time, or let's say right around the time that Jeunesse is finishing off their coffee, do you get the soy calf or real coffee there?
The realer the better, and the more of it, the better.
Okay, so
screw this. I've forgotten what the order of things is, but not the little one, not the medium-sized one, not the one after that, but the one that you'd need about 6 shots in of espresso just to cover the bottom.
64 ounce.
So an American soda thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
The troll size tall.
Yeah, troll tall. So for that entire thing, if it were soy calf, it's 2 new yen. If you're getting real coffee, it's 20.
Oh, good. All right, and I'll buy one for the slice as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this oughta.
So that.
Yeah.
40, or will he dial it down on the dose?
Oh, he will dial down the amount. You can pay, we'll say 5 for him.
Okay.
And he'll take it in just like a travel cup. Nice. Oh, yeah.
Done.
You know,
All right.
sometimes you forget, that the food's all made of soy until you have something that's not. Once you taste something that's not, you could just tell that it's real. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I grew up in a time when. Well, let me put it this way. I grew up in Adelaide in South Australia, and once upon a time there used to be a thriving coffee culture there. Last I heard, there still is. But we really dig the real stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been around for a while, just in case you were curious. So
yeah, that's quite a trip, isn't it?
Been. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just not here. Been other places, doing other things,
This usually seems to be the last pit stop before hell.
Yeah. So, basically, Jeunesse is just going to try and build rapport with Slice, find out what his skill set is. So, when you're doing jobs, what sort of things do you do? What's your bag? What's your gig?
I mean, more than anything, it's just muscle, but it's not dumb muscle, more streetwise muscle. There's a half a dozen unspoken things that you can't learn unless you've almost gotten killed by it. And I survived learning those things you can't teach. And so I'm actually surprisingly valuable just knowing those things.
Yeah, nice. Well, maybe you can teach me some of those things around the, shall we say, locale-specific bits and pieces one day.
Yeah, sure.
Because learning things the hard way is not always the best way to learn them.
Well, yeah, in this business, it's you realize you made a wrong turn when you hear the click of a hammer, and so yeah, I heard the click of the hammer and I survived, most of me anyway, and learned a few lessons.
Tug of a tripwire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lesson that's hard learned.
Yeah. So, I'd also like to see if I can coax Teddy into the conversation at that point. Star into the conversation at that point, and say, so, Star, what exactly is it that you do? I'm still a little unsure. What's your role in this little assemblage?
Bomb squad.
That's a useful skill.
And he reaches his arm out, his robotic arm, and just kind of waves it in front of Star's faces. This right here is top explosive detection device. Right here.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry. Okay.
Hey, I can say that. I got my arm blown off.
So sorry, I
I'm
came out
sensing-
better than you did.
I'm sensing
Yeah,
some
you
irony
actually did it
here.
better than I did.
Perhaps some sarcasm.
Just a little bit.
Basically, since I've been here, I've just tried not to die. I haven't actually got to do the thing I'm supposed to good at. So we'll see how that goes.
I mean, we
What
let
is
you
that?
try.
What is that you're supposed to be good at then?
Well, I'm a thief. I'm a cat burglar.
Ah,
Normally,
nice.
I'd like to steal painting, fancy. Not
Nice.
much of that here. Instead, I've gone through car windows and found that crazy people like to wire their doors with tripwire and grenades.
Right.
I've
And
also
of course,
gone
there was
shop.
also that unfortunate incident with the desk.
Yeah. Oh, and the toxic spirit.
Wait, hang
that
on.
was fun.
I haven't heard this one. What happened? What?
Knuckles has a death wish and decided that he was going to shoot Simon's captor in Simon's palace in the interrogation room.
No, not good. That's not good.
When I tried to help Valkyrie stop him, technically my blade was still in his shoulder, and I hit my head on the corner of the table.
Okay. So you're in the interrogation room interrogating the guy and got knocked out by a guy who's handcuffed, basically?
If you want to put it like that, I suppose you could put it like that.
It's a much better story when you put it like that.
You're not wrong.
Hey, stories get me drinks. I collect them. And Star, Janess, and Valkyrie, all of your comlinks get a text message from Alfred,
Ooh.
which is just a check mark.
Yay!
Nice.
As well, Janess in common on Chummer, you see where it's got contacts. You can add a contact there, and add Slice at connection 1, loyalty 1.
Okay. Slice, connection 1, loyalty 1. Hurrah! Thank you. So what's Roof Girl's deal? I mean, she's obviously got some skills, but
Slice just goes, just gun to the head with his fingers. Just, scary.
okay.
Yeah, just a pro killer.
A little volatile.
A smidge,
A little
but
volatile then.
but I mean, I've never seen her miss, and if she has ever missed, by the time a person figured out someone was shooting at them, they were dead. Guarantee it.
My kind of gunnery officer then. Excellent. So why is she and you, and I'm pointing at Star at this point, always kind of yelling at each other?
Basic explanation, sisters.
Oh. Okay. I used to get along really well with my sister, but hey.
Well, you know that idiom don't mix business and family? Well, mixing shadow running and death and peril with family is a lot worse, it appears.
Yeah. Although, you know, I'd feel a lot better if my sister was trained in this life and able to cope, but she's not. She's, well, I mean, more or less retired now. She's a bit older than me, but she used to be a travel agent, and I don't think she'd cope.
Yeah.
I mean, I do my best to protect her, but damn.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I'm not going to get into it, but I'm sure there's a whole crap ton of luggage that came along with all this, too. But... Yeah. Yeah.
One of these
Also,
days,
maybe a little one.
one of these days, I'd love to shout you both a coffee and see what we can do about that.
Yeah, good luck.
I like a challenge.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go lay back down. I had kind of a long night, and I'm gonna let this wonderful coffee wear off and go to sleep.
Oh, good. Well, I give him a bit of fist bump and a, you know, slap and whatever the cool kids are doing these days to say, hey, yeah, awesome, man. You're cool. I'm cool. We're cool together.
Yeah, he kind of tries, but doesn't really get it.
It's all right. I don't either, so it's kind of awkward and it looks bad. But sure.
He just points at Star, says, if you tell anyone about that, I'll kill you.
Alright, so we got a check mark. That's it.
Yep.
You said it in the morning, so I guess...
It's late morning at this point.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
I assume we should probably go see Alfred if we actually want the information.
I thought he tried to be secretive.
I mean, you went to see him before.
I imagine that's what the checkmark was him being secretive.
Well, let's say less secretive than sensible and subtle, yeah?
Do one of you want to ask?
How much time would I have spent with Alfred last time
It was
encountered
just a
him?
brief encounter.
Yeah. Would he trust me yet? As, like, if I was the person to make contact, would he be okay with that, or would he rather talk with someone he's had more experience with and trusts more?
He sort of trusts everyone unless they give him a reason not to, because he's got fairly good security. So yeah, you're welcome to go see him if you want to.
Sorry. I realized what I would say. I guess I'll text him back asking if it's pick up or drop off.
Pick up.
Okay. I would let the group know that we're gonna go see him.
Cool, cool.
And I'll get into the van.
Mm-hmm.
So 3 of you head there?
Likewise.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You go up to the common just outside of the undercommon and go up to a very fancy apartment building and go up a few stories to his room, and he lets you in.
Okay.
Hi there. Sorry, I should have been more specific about all that, I guess. I don't...
Sorry, can I retcon one thing quickly?
Yep.
On the way, I'm going to ask if Alfred has any specific vices that we can reward him with for getting the job done quickly.
Not that we know of.
The Janess, actually, in your knowledge skills, you know where that's at, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any
Yep.
any kind that you think might apply to basically, like, he's kind of an underworld contact? Do you think you have any knowledge skills that might pertain to that?
Let's see.
If you've got any underworld or shadow community, that would work. Actually, Valkyrie
No, I don't actually.
and Star could also, if they had anything pertaining to
Oh. Okay.
to him. He's almost a fixer, would almost be it, but
Yeah,
like,
okay.
that kind of thing. If you've got any knowledge skills pertaining to that, you could roll those.
Shadow community organizations.
He's not an organization, but you can roll shadow community if you'd like.
Okay.
I mean, I've got etiquette.
Not on that. That's more once you like meet him, you can kind of just roll with how he speaks. But it's
Okay.
You're not in danger of like accidentally insulting him or anything, so you don't really need to roll etiquette, I don't think. 1 hit from Valkyrie.
Yeah, okay.
What you know about this guy is basically he does what he did with Knuckles. So last time you met him, Knuckles took a yellow card, a yellow ticket from him. And when he met Knuckles the first time, he gave Knuckles a red ticket. This is a guy who has basically created his economy of his own, where he gets other people to owe him favors, and owes certain people favors, and makes a living by getting the people who owe him favors to do favors for the people who he owes favors to. And eventually he'll run out of favors, but by that time he'll be dead. So, so it doesn't matter. And so, like, the only thing that any kind of gift would be useful or work if you wanted, because he kind of doesn't deal with petty cash. He only deals with these kind of very large valued favors. So he lives in a very fancy house because he is traded in a favor, but possibly doesn't eat well, considering he doesn't actually carry around a ton of money.
Yep. Perhaps, how much would it cost to buy a bag of like a small bag, of the coffee beans the folks over the road use?
That would be like a small one, we'd say 50 new yen.
Yep, done.
All right, that'll definitely work. So you walk in, and says, hi, sorry, I should have been a bit more, specific. I don't do delivery, because, I don't trust many people to do deliveries.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
It's all right. Here. And he grabs a manila envelope and hands it to or just kind of holds it out to whoever's going to take it from him.
I'll take it.
Yep, here you go. So that's got the original chip you gave me in its unaltered form, exactly as you gave it to me. It has a second data chip with everything that the first one has, but entirely decoded. And then also in the envelope is everything in paper document form.
Awesome.
In case you're old school like that.
Thank you.
Cool. And I say to Alfred, just a token, and I hand him the little bag of coffee beans. Thanks for the fast turnaround.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, yeah, I always keep my word. I told you it'd be a day. It's a day. But thank you very much. Yeah, that's
It's a
very
trifle.
nice.
It's a trifle, I think.
As always, let me know when you need a favor. I can always give you a hand. And are all of you okay with me kind of having you on call in case I need to call in a favor? I always
Sure.
pay you back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have, I noticed there was a ticket of some sort that you gave us last time. I'm happy to take on a ticket or two on credit if you want.
Well, no. Well, if you, the way it works is, I give you a yellow ticket if you owe me, and
Yeah.
and you don't owe me anything. If you really need something, I'll give you some. And I'll give you a red one if I owe you. So
Sure.
just
What I'm saying is, give me a yellow ticket and we'll call it a freebie, yeah?
Oh, all right. That's very generous of you.
It's all right. Generous is what I do.
All right. Well, here you go. Here's a yellow ticket. Yeah. Thank you very much. I hope you know what that means as far as
I do.
accountability. All right. Thank you very much.
I understand.
Anything else I can help you with other than the info that I've given you?
Think we're good.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure we're good. I just wanted to, like, I'm new here. I'm trying to make friends.
Yeah, well, doing that right there, you've definitely got a friend. And you can as well add him as a contact, loyalty 2, connection 3.
Cool.
Yeah, that's very appreciated. Wonderful.
Honestly, least I can do. And like I said, I'm trying to make friends, so sometimes that means paying it forwards, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna start heading out.
Yep. Visit any time. And
Awesome. Well, nice making your acquaintance properly, Alfred.
Have a good one. So where do the three of you go now? Do you just hang out in the van and read the documents?
Yeah.
I think back to the loft to do the reading, yeah?
I guess. I'm gonna read ahead of time.
Okay.
While you're driving, since the vehicle drives itself, that works. All right, so this is a large amount of info, but Alfred has had it categorized in a fairly organized manner, but it is a lot to go through. So I'm almost going to treat this document as a character. Ask questions, and it will answer them.
Okay.
Because it is such a large compendium of assorted knowledge, a lot of it being entirely useless to you. Just because it wasn't meant for you, so it's entirely missing context for a lot of it. So ask questions of it, and it will answer them, or it'll try.
Did they used to work for S Technology?
you can confirm that at least within the last 6 months, they received paychecks to bank accounts that, through shadowy ways, they have access to. So, according on official record, no, but as technology has been donating money into bank accounts, which these people can control. So through shadowy means they can control. So yes, they have, at least within the last 6 months, they have been receiving payments from as technology.
Okay. Have they taken up a hostage job recently?
There is a mission, kind of a mission task, but that is not encoded as encrypted, but there's a code word for the mission type that they're doing, which is Blackwater, and it has that. It doesn't tell you what that means. It's just it's a code word. It could mean, this is a hijack job. This is a assassination job. This is a kidnap job. It could mean anything.
Can I look up any other things related to Blackwater in the data to try to piece together context?
Yes. Retroactively looking at basically past jobs, bits of information left over from references to past jobs, it looks like that might be covering up info, hunting down individuals that have info that as technology or whoever the client is, info that they don't want public, and killing everyone who knows those things.
Okay. Nothing about the mission itself. That particular one.
It has a name of the document that was seen that they're trying to kill everyone who saw it.
Okay, what's it titled?
It has no title. It's just a document about some kind of genetic testing, some BioWare project that what required mass testing, and looks like they did early metahuman testing in unbeknownst to the test subjects, that they were doing it in sort of a public space, the designated apartment building in a undisclosed location, that they had been feeding some material into the water supply for this apartment building to test the effects. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep looking, but I'd like to call Blinky.
Okay. Before we get to that call, do Janess or Star want to make any questions to the document?
What's the team composition?
There is references to a individual who is mentioned to be a bit too brutal, like having kind of overreached every once in a while during the missions, referred to as Fish. And a military backgrounded individual who matches the description of the captured member of the team, referred to as Crib. Crib as in like a child crib, like for an infant. Okay. But there is at least one more individual as a part of the team, but can't find names or allusions to their skills.
I would like to understand whether whether there is an active mark, and if so, the identity of that mark in terms of a target or a reference to an active target.
So the active target is a hacker known as Pink Blue. pink, blue, as in the two different colors. But that individual is confirmed to be killed. The crew has the team has already found them and killed them. But notes from that mission say that the hacker was not acquiring this info for themselves. It was a job, and the info has been handed off to other individuals. It was handed off to a info broker known as OpenEye, who then handed it off to several other individuals. Those individuals have all been found and killed. OpenEye has been captured so as to lure out the last other individual, who is related to OpenEye.
Okay. Do I know this information?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as Janess is being open with everything that Janess is reading.
Yeah, sure. The other thing that you mentioned might be in the data pack was OPSEC code words.
The code words appear to be like there's a list of code words, but those code words are active commands that are being sent to them. It's not a key to what those code words actually translate into. It's just a hand. So like you see the text of wolf, sky, bird, ocean, thing, but it doesn't actually say what they mean. They're actually a message, which can't be figured out currently.
Okay.
So we can jump over to Valkyrie's call to Blinky. It takes a bit longer than normal to get Blinky on the call, but Blinky responds in their normal digitized voice. Hello?
Hi. Are you secure?
Yes.
You're sure?
And the call kind of goes, kind of like something scrambles a little bit. I'm double sure now.
Okay. So I would ask her, dang it, I forgot what my information was that I wanted to ask her about. It was the group was hired from, if she knew about Aztec dealings and Aztec doing suspicious things in group settings.
Why are you asking about this?
Because I like you and I intend to help.
Can you... What charisma-based skill do you want to roll?
I have negotiations.
That's probably the best one.
Okay. Two hits.
Okay, that works. Look, I have...
You don't need to say much. I just need to confirm that the guys that we're looking at are actually the guys that are holding your person.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I need to know. If you're safe, I can get going.
I am trying to meet their demands.
All for time. We'll be there soon.
Okay.
And I'll end the call.
You receive a text message from Blinky that is an address. This is the drop-off point that I was given.
Okay. I'll tell the group that Black 4 is our guys. We need to figure out where they're hiding.
Yep.
Got it.
Or
So-
do we simply, like, is this a tag and follow, or is this a
Kill them all.
intercept and end?
Kill them
Well,
all.
We need to find the hideout first.
Yeah, so we can kill them all and save the hostage.
So I think she's wondering
Mhm.
if we're tagging and following.
But we could ask the document where they're stationed at currently.
It does not have their current location because they do not disclose their location to the people who command them. But what you do have,
Liability thing.
yeah, because they're certain that someday the people who sent them out there are going to have them killed. So,
Mhm.
but it can give you some hints.
Okay.
If you approach it from the right angle, as in ask the right questions, it can give you important hints. So you can kind of
Undercommon.
definitely in the
Okay.
undercommon.
And then I'm gonna rotate through the syndicates, as many syndicates through that are in the undercommon.
It would basically tell you they cannot be in Simon's territory, and they cannot be in the Italians' territory,
So it could be Japanese, Russian,
or any
Irish.
other, or the outer ring of kind of neutral territory on the very edge of the undercommon.
Okay. Warehouse?
It indicates that they tend to operate out of buildings that are being used by others. So they usually tend to, like in a corporate setting, they usually like rent out one floor of an office building while they operate and hide in kind of plain sight.
Okay.
So it may be an office building, it may be an apartment building, it may be a factory that's still in use, but that's the kind of thing they do.
I have a question. This is just me being the sort of person I am. Would you actually go to a pickup point yourself for something like this, or would you send a patsy, someone who you didn't necessarily trust a great deal, but who you had something on, and perhaps use them as a cutout for the actual fetch and carry task? Because I would say personally that I would not go myself. I would,
Especially with Crib being missing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I don't think we're gonna get the guy at the drop point. I think we're gonna get the guy when we follow whoever does go to the drop point, picks up what they have to, and heads back to.
But there's a good chance that the proxy will be wired, and once there's a confirmed transaction, they'll just murder the hostage right then.
Valkyrie and Star, I will activate since you both have common sense. I'm going to activate that and kind of remind you that as far as what you know, their mission is not to get money. Their mission is to kill someone.
Mm-hmm.
They are not interested in actually getting money out of this. They're interested in drawing someone out to kill them.
Right. So, still. I'm gonna look up the address that Blinky gave me and see where it is.
The address is a open garden plaza sort of space in the Yakuza territory.
I want to know if the Yakuza might have been bribed to not know any murders that might happen.
How do you want to do that?
But I also think we should give this data also to Allie. Because she does have Crib. Looking at Star. That's up to you, though.
Oh, I was planning on it. I was just waiting for you guys to.
Yeah. Do you want to do that now?
Yeah, I will. I'm assuming it's digital. Can I just?
Yeah, you have a physical and a
Mailer.
digital copy. Are you just gonna send her everything?
I'd give her the paper copy.
First of all, I would say you should probably call her and talk with her and see what kind of plan you want to make with her.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, I will call Allie.
Okay. Hello?
Hey, we have more information
Good.
on your prisoner.
Good. Because he's, blood from a stone sort of thing. Um. What do you got? Have, are are you hunting the rest of his people?
Mhm.
Yes,
Did you nab one of them?
we we had one of my people apparently grabbed a info disk from him. We had it decoded, and we have a rather large set of data.
Wait. Why didn't you tell me about this?
I found out after.
Okay.
And I'm putting the information in your hands now.
Okay. Yeah, you can drop it off whenever. I'll be around.
Okay. We'll bring that over as soon as we're available.
Yep.
And she'd be like, yeah, she wants the information to drop it off as once we have the time. So if you want to do it now, we can.
Okay, that's fine.
So, just a quick one. Did you guys actually share that information about that you received from the Common Sense with me?
Yeah.
Okay. So if that's the case, then I will basically have said what we need to do then is what I said. So we need to send a heavily armored cutout who can survive an initial strike from these guys at the drop point, rather than sending the person who would be the obvious target.
So Slice.
Maybe? I don't know. How heavily armored is Slice?
Got an arm.
It'd be really nice if we had Knuckles ready to put
Yeah, I know, right? But he has suddenly disappeared.
Yeah.
We could
Do we
also
know
have Slice make the drop off and not have Blinky show up.
That's kind of what I'm suggesting. If we could do it using a drone, that'd be even better.
Could hire Dolly if you wanted,
him.
but I don't know. I don't think she likes bullet holes in her drones.
Apparently, neither do you.
Well, I die if that happens. So, but yeah, let's go drop this off at Allie's and then go talk to the Yakuza.
So at Simon's Palace, Allie would meet you out near the parking lot. A couple of her goons are nearby, but not like within earshot.
Is the crazy dwarf anywhere to be seen?
She is not.
Because maybe a heavily armored crazy dwarf would be a perfect person to drop the stuff off, especially if these guys know that Simon is not to be fucked with.
That might be a lot.
Which one would have to assume they'd have sufficient professionalism to know?
That's going to be a lot to ask because
yeah,
you can try.
We won't help.
All right, so what have you got for me?
Well, do you want digital or do you want? And I hold up the paper, or do you want the paper copy?
I'll take digital, thank you.
And I'll hand her the digital copy. There's a bunch
Do
of
you want the
information.
original?
Yeah, the original would be nice as well.
Yeah.
And she quickly snaps a couple things together and hands you back a copy. All right.
Thank you. So right low down there's most of the information. Seems his name is Crib. There's a bunch of
Military
vague mission
stuff.
details. It's all very, very shadow. But
Yeah. All right. Well.
If you're looking for leverage, his partner's name is Fish.
Oh, okay, that's good. What are your plans on there? I need a heads up about what's about to happen because these people are corporate and I might be sent in to go swing at these people. What's your plan? In as vague details as you can, as vague as you can be, but tell me what's going on.
We're gonna kill them.
Okay.
They have somebody.
That strikes me as being
important to
reasonably specific.
Okay, if you can guarantee that that's all of them, Simon will not be unhappy if you can hand him a few bodies, if you can guarantee that's all of them.
Okay.
However, if you spook them and we lose them, he will be quite ticked.
Okay. If they leave, the person we're looking for will probably be dead, so
you'll have troubles on
We
top
have
of other
reasonable-
troubles.
yes.
So, yeah, be careful. Don't spook them because, yeah, they'll kill the person they're holding. I'm seeing, and Simon will be unhappy with you. So, yeah, don't scare them.
Got it.
I can guarantee.
I get that.
Hmm?
I get the feeling that could be hazardous to our health as well.
Oh yeah. I can guarantee that nothing's going to happen for at least another 2 days on our side. Stuff moves. We're not bureaucracy, but stuff still moves kind of slow in big organizations, so I won't be let at them at least for a couple days. So if you can do my job for me before I have to, everyone will be happy.
Okay.
And I will make sure that you're compensated.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. If they're alive, all the better, though. If you can drag them back alive, any of them, all the better.
You
But-
have crib, but okay.
Yeah, but he's professional at talking and saying nothing. So, if we could get one who's not that good at that, that would be great. But if you can't, I understand. I'm sure they're armed to the freaking teeth, so whatever. As long as we don't just have some roaches hiding inside of our undercommon, we're fine. If that's the outcome, that they're all dead, that's okay. The only problem is if they bury themselves and we have to dig them out for the next several years.
Okay. All right. I will get into the van
Um,
and wait for you two.
to make things go the right way, though, let me know if you need any help. I don't have a ton of resources I can spare right now, but let me know and I can maybe lend something to you.
I understand. We'll let you know what we come up with.
And she walks back into the palace.
All right. If you all are in the vehicle, we'll head towards Yakuza territory.
Yep.
Sounds good.
And
Okay.
so, where were you headed? Sorry.
The Yakuza territory.
Got it.
Let's go talk to the Ruby Eyes.
Okay. They know you.
Yeah.
Yes. So a brief explanation of just to how that works and who they are. The way the Yakuza work here, specifically in this city, is that basically they let little gangs that imitate the Yakuza operate inside their territory. And if those gangs, which are independent, distinguish themselves as being exceptional, then they get recruited into the Yakuza. So the Ruby Eyes are a former sub gang. Now they are part of the Yakuza, but they still kind of hold together as a group within the Yakuza. So you can go speak to them because they'll definitely want to speak to you. You were the crew did a very good job for them before, a very, very professional job last time they met them. So their leader, which is a man in a very nice business suit, is sat down at a glass desk inside one of the kind of nicer office buildings down here below, which there aren't very many office buildings in the Undercommon, but he's in there, and he's currently looking at his computer. He's got a couple guards beside each of them, armed with a submachine gun and a vibro sword. And off over to the side is a bald clerk who's typing away at his computer.
Okay. I'll knock on the door.
The guard by the door will open it and let you in.
Okay. I'll respectfully step forward.
The boss turns his head, and you see a metal plate on the side of his head, and he kind of taps it. I speak your language now.
Okay, if that's easier for you.
I want to.
I step forwards with a business card. Respectfully bow. Wait for him to take it, and then end the bow.
Thank you.
Arigato gozaimasu.
What can I do to continue a pleasurable business relationship with you?
There is a drop-off at one of the Yakuza's gardens that is designed particularly to end with one of the parties dying, particularly the one making the drop-off. So either the person is going to be tracked and then killed off-site, or I'm curious on what your policies are on people dying in the gardens.
We have a standard 700 new yen fine for making a mess in our gardens.
That's really not a lot.
Unless the situation is extraordinary.
Okay.
Who is the party who will be doing this killing?
They're known as the Black Four, and they'll be targeting an info broker that we work with.
We allow for third parties, outside forces, to operate inside of our territory, as long as they are not direct rivals.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have the right to interfere when we want to.
Mm-hmm.
Can I find an opportunity to interject at an appropriate time with etiquette of 10?
Yeah, no. He's specifically, he's been quite respectful to you, and like leaves open space for any of the party to speak. You can see that he has a amount of awe and just a small tinge of fear towards the party. So like he wants to be in your good graces.
Mm-hmm.
I jump in and just say, look, I understand that there are hierarchies within the Undercommon, and that there are those above and there are those below. For your information only, those above would be very appreciative, we understand, is our understanding, if the plans of this particular group could be disrupted.
And if they could,
We're not asking for your assistance per se. We're simply stating that it might be a way in which one might earn respect.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
If the group were to be taken alive, all the more, but, you know, things happen, but they're going to be dealt with either way.
Well, what do you propose that we do? Or not do?
My idea, we haven't discussed it as a party yet, but my first idea would be to allow our data broker to meet up at the place that we we're given, assess who shows up, see if it's a proxy or not, and if it is the guys we're looking for, if you'd be willing to help, you could block their escape and let us operate in that area.
And of course, if they choose to operate in your area without paying the appropriate, shall we say, commissions, we would be most willing to help you enforce your prerogatives in terms of taxes and fee collections.
Yes. Do you know the date of this event that will transpire?
I don't think Blinky gave us a date.
Essentially, Blinky will say when Blinky is ready to hand over the money. And
there isn't a date. There isn't one set. It's up to our broker to make that. But we do have the address, and I'll share the address.
Yes, that park is within our territory. And if you can designate a date, then we can give you permission to operate as if you were subcontractors for us, with permission to detain individuals, third parties operating in our territory and enforce fines or commissions as you see fit, and to ask of them what you would, or to detain them for a longer period of time if you see fit.
Mm-hmm. One other thing.
Can you give me more information on who this other party is that was intending to do the killing? We want to be sure that we are not messing with dangerous individuals who will hurt us.
Their group is called the Black Four, and one of them is being held at Simon's Palace at the moment. There are two more that we can discern from the data that we have. We know of one that tends to be more of a brute, and we don't know about the third. But they are standard Black Ops for Az technology.
No, I cannot have you represent us in that case.
Okay.
What I can do is entirely leave our hands off of the situation.
Okay.
No one will be in the garden that day.
Okay.
We will not allow anyone to interfere in the situation, and we will not even observe the situation. If you do something to harm Az technology and bring down their might against you, we are not involved.
Okay. That is fair. Thank you for...
Okay.
I'd say thank you for everything anyway.
Appreciate it. We will help in any way that we can, but I cannot bring danger upon my superiors.
Makes sense.
I bow and say, we appreciate your wisdom in this matter, and we defer to your wishes.
And he will stand up and bow to each of you and sit down. And then the clerk will stand up and bow to each of you and sit back down.
Okay. Alright.
Jeunesse, could you roll Judge Intentions? Which is over on the right side of the chummer. In other info, I think. If you're in common, there's a tab on the right side that's other info. It should have a list of a bunch of different stats, and one of those would be Judge Intentions.
Yep.
Roll that for me, please.
2 hits.
You get kind of the impression, and Valkyrie and Star already know this, but you get the impression that that the man you were talking to is pretending to be in charge.
Of course. This is the Yakuza.
And that the clerk actually might have more power than the man you were talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so you proceed outside. Nobody.
I had one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Yeah. I would say that as far as we know, we don't know where the group is holed up, but they do have a tendency to use office buildings and businesses and renting out a floor and the like, and we're pretty sure that they're not in the areas of the Italians or Simon's Castle. So just be aware, because they picked the gardens, they might be in your territory.
As I said, I cannot act in a way that might anger them towards us. They're beneficiaries against us.
Just be aware.
But I could give you information that somewhere within there might contain something that might help you.
That would be helpful.
And he holds out a data disk for you, or a data chip for you.
Thank you very much.
That data chip contains all of the financial records for renters for the entire Yakuza territory. So it's a lot of nothing. It's a lot of useless information, but potentially within there you could find what you're looking for.
Okay. Thank you. And we'll leave.
Yep.
All right. What I'm thinking is that the last party member might be someone of the sniper persuasion. It might be looking on from a distance, making sure that everything goes right.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I want to make sure that we actually have an idea of where he might be.
While we're moving away, I would like to start interacting with my comlink and do a data search on that disk, looking for records of sublets and other similar tenancies begun in the last 12 months, now 6 months, 3 months, etc.
Yep. Roll that for me. Star, you get a text message from Koala.
Okay.
One hit?
One hit.
Okay. We get that one, just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
The text message is, your daughter got in a fight, and I'm picking her up early. Is that okay?
Text back. Yes. I'll meet you at the safe.
Okay. Janess, you get a very large amount of info. What you can probably say is that they are not operating out of a apartment building. You can confirm that for sure. They're probably either in some kind of active use factory or some kind of office building, but you can confirm that it is not apartment set of any kind.
Okay. Are there any financial records which would suggest a increase in income or investment by any factories or commercial spaces as a result of an influx of cash?
Why don't you roll the data search again?
Yep. Two hits.
What you find is that there is a factory that its contract, and this doesn't really work in a more organized place, but this is the Undercommon, so a contract like this works, which is that they rent out to several different clients who do operations inside of the factory space. And the payment is a percentage of earnings.
Yep.
And just kind of by happenstance, you catch this looks a little bit odd, is one of them, you're noticing the numbers are, they're not rounded. So the everyone else who's giving their money is giving out specifically, you know, we got 610 this time, and we got about 800, and then these ones are specifically going, we earned 621.5 and such, and to the point where you're pretty sure the actual amount that they're giving is an amount that was generated by like a random number generator. So they're just making up an amount and giving it and paying it. So it looks random. It's not 600 every single month. So it's not super suspicious, but it does its randomness to the point of more random than reality.
Yeah. So the variance is
never the
too
same
high
every month, ever. Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. Okay. Can we get an address for that particular business?
You can. It is on the outskirts of the Yakuza territory, kind of blending in with the kind of neutral outer area of the Undercommon, but still definitely within the Yakuza territory. And you have an address for it. You can go there. It would take a little bit. It's a little bit out there, but you know where it is.
Okay. I'm not particularly interested in going there, but I would be particularly interested in seeing if there is anything that could be done to identify the network locations on the matrix that organization is connected to, and see if there's any particularly large amounts of chatter or data transfer in that area.
So the thing to do there would be to drive by that area and roll a scan.
Yep.
Which would be
Okay.
electronic warfare. So are you gonna say, "Hey, let's go over to this neighborhood," to everyone else?
I'm going to suggest that I wouldn't mind going for a drive. If you guys wanted to come with, then that would be fine. But all I'm going to do is drive past. I'm not going to do we're not going to be stopping anywhere.
So you'll tell us about the building being suspicious?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd be okay with that.
You two do that. I have to go take care of something personal.
Okay.
Now I have a scan rating 6 program on my comlink.
Yep. All right. So roll electronic warfare, and the rating of your program is pertinent for kind of the back end of what's going on.
Okay. So electronic warfare is that many.
Oop.
3 hits.
3 hits. Very good. You find that there are several different ones. Most of the nodes that you see are just personal comm links. You spot for about a second, you spot a node that is stealthing. And it is like actively stealthing itself. So you spot it for a second, and it notices almost that you're there and changes, and it disappears out of your vision, out of your scan. But you see for a second that inside that building, on the second to top floor, there appears to be some kind of like overseeing space of the big open factory space. That up there's some kind of much more powerful network than you would expect from some kind of rinky-dink factory space.
Yep. Okay. As soon as I noticed that, I would kill the scan.
Okay. And can you roll intuition plus logic, please?
Okay. Intuition plus logic is.
Actually, could the 3 of you roll that, please?
2 hits.
Okay. You.
Ooh.
4 hits. Very nice. Oh, right. Sorry. Star's not here, so Star doesn't have to roll that. So, Valkyrie and Janess, you both notice that on your comlink and in the autosoft that runs the automated driving system, some kind of sifter program kind of runs across, like just checking the outside of your device. It doesn't like hack and break in, but it gathers as much information as it can without actually breaking into your device, and is trying to identify you and identify what you are, kind of classify you as threat or ally, or like learn about you. And you have the opportunity, if you want to, because you know that you rolled well, to shut your device off before it really gets anything. If you want
I'll
to.
do that.
Do you want to shut the vehicle system off as well, because it's being scanned as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you start driving it, or you just stall in the middle of the street?
Well, I thought we were on the side.
I'm actually going to suggest we don't do that. I'm going to suggest that I use the stealth capabilities on my comlink to try to not so much hide the signal, but ping it as something like a post office, like a utilities van or something like that.
Do you have the program spoof?
Do I have the program spoof? Probably not.
Okay, so you're going to be using a program for a thing it's not really intended to do, because there's a program specifically for doing that, but I'm going to let you do it just with a bit of a, so roll me electronic warfare at a -2.
Okay. So that's 8 instead of 10?
Yes, please.
3 hits.
Very nice. And what's the rating of your stealth program?
5.
5. Okay. Valkyrie, will you let Janess do her thing to your device as well?
Sure.
Yep. Okay. So you are able to cover up your vehicle and both of your devices. As far as you know, they wouldn't have gotten anything notable from you.
Mm-hmm.
They would have just thought, yeah, just a utility vehicle and 2 utility workers.
Yep.
Okay.
Janess, you can roll a...
Oh, by the way, I've also got optimization on stealth as well, and scan.
Right. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Can you just roll electronic warfare again for me?
Of course I can. Still at -2 or
Nope.
at the full 10?
Just full 10.
Okay. Oh shit. 0 hits.
Oh, okay. So, you for a second think you might have been able to like see something, kind of see back into what was trying to look at you, but don't manage to catch it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
No, I'm happy not knowing. I just want us to get the hell out of here.
So you just
Agreed.
turn around and leave as soon as it looks natural.
And I'm also going to suggest that we park outside a utilities building, find a pretext to walk in there for about 10 minutes and then come back out just to further sell the ruse,
Fine.
just in case.
I'm gonna mark the building, and while we're going around, I'm gonna try to see how far I can get and still be able to see into the building with my rifle.
From the office building where the ruby eyes are at, you would be able to get a view on that factory. It would be a distance, but you could get a good view on it. It would probably be like a -3, just due to the distance.
Okay. I might do that when we're done.
Okay. But you've got all that info, and you've gotten out clean. Let's jump over to Star. Koala has brought your daughter, which I forget her name. Rowan back, and Rowan is happily just playing in the living room with a couple toys, and Koala is just watching her kind of silently, kind of.
I'll come in and I'll look at Koala and just nod towards what would be my room. because I want to talk to Koala first,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll be right back, Pumpkin. We'll talk in a moment.
She hardly seems to be paying attention. She's like, okay. Like, not even realizing who's talking to her. Just like, okay.
Okay, we'll go into my room and just. Did they tell you what happened?
No. She just said that she got in a fight. They showed me another kid that supposedly she was fighting with. But like neither of them were hurt. They were just like yelling at each other a lot. And when I think that the biggest deal was that when they tried to put them both like in a timeout for a minute, she like wriggled out and ran away and got into the parking lot for like a minute and before they grabbed her.
Okay, thank you. And then we'll go back out into the living room, and I will sit down on the floor. I'll look at her. And so, what happened today?
Mommy! And she like gets up and hugs your knee.
I hug her back and just. What happened today, hon?
Davy would try to take my sandwich.
Does he do this a lot?
Only when I take his milk.
Why are you taking his milk?
Because he's funny. And it's fun. We're silly and we're just having fun.
Why were you arguing today?
Cause today I didn't take his milk, and he took my sandwich. I told him I didn't want him to, and he did anyway.
Okay. And why did you run away from the teacher?
Because she was gonna put me in the corner.
Well, you know, if you're in trouble, you're supposed to listen to the teacher.
But I didn't do anything wrong.
Well, the adults said you did, hon. They said you were arguing with your friend, and that's wrong. You shouldn't be arguing with your classmate.
And she kind of crosses her arms. But they argue.
Who argues?
The teachers.
And who the teachers are?
The teachers argue at the other teachers. And at the moms and dads.
Well, adults don't always make the right choices either.
So, if I try to run home, I come here.
Well, next time, listen to the teachers and just take your time out.
But I like coming home.
I know. But remember how important we talked about school being.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Now, do you have any homework to do?
She said that Miss Koala said she was gonna pick it up for me. Because I missed it because I came home early.
Okay, promise me that you'll make sure you do it tonight.
Okay. I do.
I know. And tomorrow, you are going to apologize to Davy.
Okay.
And I think you two should sit down and talk about your... Wait. Okay. When it's okay for him to take your sandwich and when it's okay for you to take his milk.
Okay. Just having fun.
I know. But knowing the limits is important. That way you both continue to have.
Okay.
Good. Now, I have to take care of some stuff, but hopefully I will be back tonight. I will do my best, okay?
Okay. See you later. She
Yeah.
crawls up onto you and gives you another hug.
I hug her back. And as I leave, I look at Koala and thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
And then I start heading back, assuming that they're going to need my help.
They desperately need you. They're lost without you, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So is everyone just meeting back at the loft? Are we okay with that?
I want to go to the office building
Mm-hmm.
and see what I could see.
Okay.
I am probably going to step out of the vehicle if that's the case, and I'm going to head back to the to our location.
Okay. So Valkyrie, you're just gonna kind of scope it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from this spot you can get a decent enough view of the factory and a very good view of the garden that the meeting's supposed to take place at.
Okay, can I see what's on the second floor?
The windows are blacked out.
Haha. Telltale sign. Is the rest of the building blacked out, or is it just the second floor?
The lower ones for like the floor underneath on that side are blacked out, but there are windows near what appears to be the front door, which is on a different side of the building, and those ones aren't.
It's only 2 floors?
Yeah. Well, it's sort of 3. It's like ground floor, then way up higher there's a kind of a loft sort of space, and then another loft space on top of it. And so when I say second top floor, it's they, as far as you know, they're on the top of those 2 elevated floors.
Okay.
And all the windows for those up there are blacked out.
But not the ones
But
below
not for
it.
the ones for the very ground floor.
Okay. I'm gonna calm Zoe and ask if I could possibly camp up here and see what I can see until the day comes.
Okay, do you need me to bring anything over?
I need to confirm with the Ruby Eyes that this is okay.
Okay.
Other than that, I'll need a couple things from the loft, but I'll be okay.
All
I'm
right. Do you
wondering
want
if you
me
think
to?
that's a good idea. How far away am I from the building?
From which building?
From
The office
the
building.
target.
The target, you would be a little over half a mile.
And it'd be hard to see if I go back further.
If you go to the loft, you can't see it.
Uh-huh.
It would be, or like if you got on your drone and rose up, you could see it from the loft, but it wouldn't be a very good view, and you would not be able to see the garden because the garden is way lower elevation.
Is the, wondering if I could get a good mile between us. Because half a mile doesn't feel far enough.
It's a long ways.
Half a mile?
In the range of sniping, 2 miles is around like super pro, like greatest snipers in the world of modern day. So it's a pretty good. I mean, as far as I recall, I believe 2 miles is the kind of upper limits of what is possible.
I think it's actually closer to
The longest
2 kilometers.
sniper shot
I
in
might be
the
thinking
world
kilometers.
is 1.5 miles.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so 1.5 would be the longest. So, yeah,
2.6, I think, is the record.
Okay, yeah, so it would be more like this is probably just under. It's probably like 3/4 of a kilometer. Actually, is the distance that you're at. Probably.
So
Yeah,
it should
700
be
meters
far enough.
is a good distance.
Yeah, you can.
If I hunker down and don't stand up or anything, I'll be good.
Yeah, probably.
Which I can do.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's the plan then.
Okay. Do you need a ghillie suit or anything like that? Is there anything like any sort of equipment I can pick up for you?
I need food.
Food
and
we can
that's
organise.
It.
Are you going to go straight up
at the
there then?
loft.
Are you going to go straight up there then? Do you need me to deliver food? If
I-
so, would a drone be the easiest way to get the food to you?
Drone is too much attention.
Okay.
I need to confirm the Ruby Eyes that I can do this. And then
Sure.
we can go to the loft, get stuff, and I can go set up.
With the commitment that the Ruby Eyes made, they did say that they were happy for us to conduct our operations in their territory without issue. Is there a...
Well, that's particularly in the garden. I need to make sure.
Sure. But I think they did say broader territory. Can I make an etiquette check to see if I can get a more definitive ruling on
You don't need to do
whether
a check.
I would intuitively understand that?
What they basically said was, you can kind of do whatever you want. They're saying that they don't care what you do, as long as they're basically going to actively, very, very actively ignore you and whoever you're interacting with, so that they're not involved with it, but they're not going to in any way impede any actions you take. They're saying you have full license to do whatever you want, but we're not going to acknowledge anything you do.
And that's in the full territory, not just the garden.
Yeah, as long as it has to do with this kind of shadowy organization, you can do whatever you want in their territory, yeah.
All right.
And I would imagine as long as your focus remains on the target, that they're not going to have any issues. If you're starting to surveil their operations, that might get a bit more problematic.
Yeah.
So maybe a heads up might be appreciated, but
That's what I was
suspect
thinking.
otherwise. So if you want me to drop by and give them a heads up, I'm more than happy to do that.
Sure.
So
I guess we can head to the loft then.
So Janess just wants to pick up some food and stop by, say hi, and let them know where Valkyrie will be and do a drop off. Yeah, that all works.
Mm-hmm.
Valkyrie, would you let Janess know where your supplies are?
They're on the roof.
So yeah, on the roof of the loft, Janess would be able to find a bunch of basically MREs.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, I'll do that. I would make the call on the Ruby Eyes guys in person for the respect value, and I would bow appropriately to the appropriate people. I might bow just a little bit lower to the clerk, just like a tiny hint as an acknowledgement of what I suspect. And smile, and then present the information.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, not bow lower than the guy who's the boss. I'd bow lower than would be appropriate.
Okay.
To a clerk.
Average, got it. Yes, this plan is good. If anyone comes knocking or asking questions, we did not check the roof, and we don't know where your friend is.
Why would anyone have a reason to be checking roofs? It's an odd thought that one would be required to. Yes.
However, if one needs to get off of the roof quickly, the drainage pipe on the back is quickest.
This is a useful piece of information. We thank you very greatly. And bow.
We look forward to doing business with you in the future.
And I have not had the honor of knowing you better at this point, but I hope that can be corrected in the future.
As do I. And you're able to head upstairs, drop off the care package.
I would possibly just open the door to the upstairs just a little sliver and shove the MREs out. I'm assuming Janess would not want someone just... your character's name again is... Valkyrie, sorry. I'm assuming Valkyrie wouldn't want someone just moseying out onto the roof
just pop their
with a high profile. Yeah. Hey, hi.
You're staying low.
Oh, by the way, here's your package.
Yeah, no.
So possibly get a bit of string and tie that to the packet of MREs, pop it out through the door, and then flip it over with a rock tied to the string so she can just reel in the package.
Okay.
All right. So Valkyrie, could you please roll me a extended stealth roll, please?
Okay.
At the interval of half an hour. And
I will record. If I'm in position, I'll record with my eye.
Okay.
What I observe.
Yep. And you can also then at the same time be making a extended visual perception check.
Right.
And Star and Janess would both, I believe, you would meet at the loft. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah. I'd be heading back to the loft, possibly via the cafe for another coffee.
Right. And Blinky would text Valkyrie, kind of asking, so what is happening next? Actually, no, Blinky would call.
Okay, I'll sub-vocal.
Okay, so what is happening next? I have gathered... I've made all the calls I need to. I can have the money to do this now.
We're not quite ready now. We don't have all of a plan, but I think we have a pinpoint on where they're hiding. I'm currently watching that point, kind of double checking.
I'm running out of time.
How much time do you have?
I don't know. I have very, very, very little. They've sent me parts.
Okay. Do you think tomorrow would work? The thing is, I have to talk to my team and actually make a plan. I can loop them in if you want, and we can do this now.
I will give them a time. I will tell them I will be there at the garden at noon tomorrow.
Okay. All right. I'll let the team know. Thanks.
Okay.
So I will group call everyone.
Hello?
Hey, so we got a time and date. Blinky is gonna be at the gardens at noon tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay.
Janice, do you want to let the Yakuza know?
I will.
Okay.
I will. I will send some ramen to the Yakuza guys.
Okay.
The authentic kind?
The authentic kind.
Good.
All right. So,
Oh,
what would be equivalent to the cheap, ramen chunks, like instant noodles that is like cheap fake stuff today? It would be like 20 new yen. To get anything
and for
like, proper stuff,
ramen bowl,
50.
50. For enough to feed two.
For enough to feed two, let's say 60.
Okay. And I will drop down to the store where we're going to buy this from, and I will send. I give them a pen that. Sorry, I will just write on the package when it's ready to deliver. I'll ask them to do this. 12 noon.
Okay.
Well, in fact, I'll just put 12 and dash. Actually, no, I'll put the date of tomorrow in numbers with a dash between them, and then at 12.
Yep.
And I'll put a New Yen sign after it so it looks slightly less conspicuous.
And that will be sent.
60. Okay.
And then you also told me to make a perception test.
Yes, please do that as well. And so, are you ready? Once this set of rolls is done, are you ready to proceed to the next day? Are we ready for that?
No, we need to talk about this.
Okay,
What's
are you going
the
to talk
plan?
about? Okay.
Oh, also, I'm gonna text Allie and let her know date and time.
Stuff might be going down.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, have at it, the three of you. What is your plan? Make your plan.
Okay. So I'd run over the idea of we send Blinky with Slice to the drop-off, and we see who shows up.
Did you
And-
check and make sure that that's going to be okay? We don't want to spook them if Slice
Yeah.
goes in with him.
We do want Slice there, though.
We do want Slice there, but if he's too
Yeah,
close,
I do need to check on that. I will check in on that, but the other details, what do we know on that? And I'm gonna text Blinky. Did they ask you to go alone?
Yes.
Yeah, so she has to be alone. I don't like the fact that they could easily just have her sitting out in the open and then taking their time to take aim actions.
Well, me and Slice can go into the park, blend in. That way, we can be there, but well, if the park's empty, that won't work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what he said was the park will be empty of Yakuza. They're not doing anything there. It's gonna operate as normal.
Okay, yeah, so we could go into the park and blend in.
You and Slice?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Keep an eye on Blinky. Should I stay where I'm at? Because I can see the gardens from here. How well can I see the gardens from here?
The gardens very well.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
you
can
should
see
stay
from
where
here.
you are.
Okay. Alright. Janess, what do you think?
Look, this is an area where I feel less comfortable. I have some limited demolition skill, and I know how to fire a pistol in a straight line, but that's about it. I really shouldn't be relied on to be able to be of much use in a physical, tactical sense.
Well, as many pairs of eyes we can get on the situation might be helpful in spotting something we can't see.
Yeah, okay. I'll be honest, my eyesight's not as good as it used to be, so again, unless you can source me some decent distance scoping stuff, I'm probably less immediately helpful to you.
Do you want to add Slice to this call since you're having him be in the mission?
I guess
Sure.
that'd be
Okay.
reasonable. That'd be polite.
Alright, so he
I
would...
mean, I was just going to say, the one area where I can possibly add some value is delivering oversight from an online perspective.
That might be helpful.
But honestly, really, all I'm really going to be able to do, I suspect, against Aztec is do something to cloak our comms and make it harder for them to intercept.
We need to make sure that the guys we're looking at are the right guys. Do you think that you have enough information to be able to tell through the matrix?
Again, we're talking pretty heavy duty players, and one of them we don't know their identity at all. The other one's going to be blatantly obvious, one would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm extrapolating from incomplete data here, but I would suggest that the chances of me being able to do anything offensive in this situation would be minimal. At best, I could possibly tag for follow, but even then, that's only on the matrix side of it.
Okay, so what do you need to do the best that you can to help this situation?
Look, if you want me with physical eyes on. I need some sort of scope and a place to scope from. Ideally, that place would also give me opportunities to piggyback on someone else's comms and use their comms as a cutout for our own.
Okay. What kind of buildings can I see from here around the gardens that would seem to fit that bill?
You can find a Matrix Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Matrix Cafe slash BTL Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
That's got like glass windows, kind of a good view into the garden. That might be a good spot.
Okay, I'll point it out and ask if that will work.
It would particularly work if I can get access to a drone. I don't have one myself, but if I can use a remote drone for physical oversight and be rigged into it, there might be some capabilities there I can offer.
Does my drone have a camera?
Valkyrie, your drone does. Notably, the one thing it doesn't have is it doesn't have a rigging system in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
In a BTL lounge, if I was able to rig into something like that, I could, zone out and not look too suspicious. Whereas if I'm looking through the window physically, that might throw some flags.
How about you go talk to Dolly and see what kind of drones she'll rent to you?
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
All right. Slice would say, okay, so what exactly am I trying to do here? What?
Star, you're gonna be with him, so...
What's my job?
Well, we're eyes in the park. Well, we'll have other eyes around. If it's only the two of us, we should probably not be too close together.
Right.
So we can cover more ground.
The problem is that when I take my first shot, they're gonna try to run. And we need to catch the person who's gonna try to run.
Which is exactly why we shouldn't be too close together, because if we're on opposite sides of the park, we can cover ground. If we're both together and he goes the opposite way, then we're at a disadvantage. But if Slice is on one side of the park and I'm on the other and he goes towards Slice, then we already have somebody on that side of the park. Is the kind of what I'm thinking, is that we should position ourselves strategically and not too close together.
So, is our job to kill these guys? Or... So, because I've only been dropped in halfway through. This is a hostage situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
We're trying to protect the hostage, I assume, and the person that's doing the drop-off, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much in danger are they?
I'd say high-level danger.
Okay. Well, how about in that case, I go on bodyguard duty. I'll go buy myself a real thick flak jacket. And what I'll do is I'll be a body shield if it comes to it.
Okay.
It'll be hard to move around, but like I can keep that person safe, and y'all can do the hunting.
And the problem is that our person has to be there alone, so we have to keep up that facade that she's there alone.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I'll I'll wear a big hoodie and I'll make myself look like an orc.
Okay.
Make up the difference in mass with the jacket.
Because you all know orcs wear hoodies.
Well, no, just to cover my head up because I don't do makeup. I mean,
Oh, I do.
oh, well, maybe that would work.
Maybe.
I'm not sure I could turn you. I'm not sure I can do costume makeup, but I can
just
make
need
you
the
look pretty
tusks.
fabulous.
Just
Well-
need the tusks and you're good.
I think I'll probably just wear a hoodie.
I mean, alternatively, I could make you look like an older gentleman.
well, the idea is that wearing this big, thick, bulletproof jacket, I'm gonna look kind of conspicuous. So I want the jacket to just make me bigger, and then I'll pretend to be an orc, so I'll look about right.
Sure.
Because if
That
I'm
I'm
a
probably
human,
less going to
that's a
be
really,
helpful
really big jacket, and I'll look very suspicious. But if I'm supposed to be an orc, then I'll just be an orc wearing kind of a poofy jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do know some people. I can probably get some tagged gear.
Do we want to bring in Black Mask for this? They also would fit the bill for filling out the crowd.
It couldn't hurt.
You want to do it? Yeah,
Just,
it couldn't hurt.
Mm.
And they're pretty professional themselves. They'll spot who's acting up. Do you want to make that call?
Okay.
I can.
I'm simply going to say one thing. If we're going to flood the area with friendlies, they need to know what each other look like. We need to make sure that they can do friend or foe detection easily.
Okay. That shouldn't be too hard. They know Star, and have they met Slice?
Maybe, but you'll probably want to do a refresher.
Okay. So you should bring Slice with you.
So Star can make the call. You hear person on the other side. Hello.
Hi, this is Star.
Oh, hi there. Yeah, this is the meal.
Howdy, meal. Yes, we're wondering if you guys would be, some of you would be available to help us in a job.
Can you give me some details?
Well, hostage situation. Drop. We're trying to keep the hostage and the person making the drops safe, and we're also looking to take down those who have the hostage.
There's high chance they'll kill the hostages.
Yes, there's a high danger to the hostage and potentially to the.
What can you pay us
Droppy.
for it?
We're gonna get kicked back from Alice.
Yeah.
I'd say 500 to 1,000 each.
500 each.
Okay. Well, any other information that's pertinent? Because what I gotta do is I gotta take it back to the boys and we'll call a vote. As we do.
They're corporate black ops squad.
Oh boy. I'm on your side, but that might be a hard sell. I'll see what happens.
It's understandable.
Yeah, give me a minute. All right, all three of you, could you please roll me edge? Because the Black Mass is going to take a vote about whether they're going to join this mission or not.
One hit.
One hit.
No hits.
No hits.
One.
One hit. Okay, I'm going to roll some dice in that case. They will not join you.
Okay.
They can offer some support as far as gear or remote reconnaissance, but they will not physically put any boots on the ground.
Got a drone?
Understandable. Yes, you've got a drone remote reconnaissance could be helpful.
No, well, mainly what we can do is we can manage basically a tactical team like communication for you. But no, we don't have drones for that. None of us are that good at the techie side of the job yet. We're learning.
All right.
Sorry.
No problem. We get it.
Yeah,
it's
votes to
understandable.
votes for us. Yeah. So, go back around. Janess, did you want to check out renting a drone?
Yes.
Okay.
So I don't know Dolly. I don't think I've met Dolly. So I'm assuming someone would provide me with her Matrix ID, and I would organise to meet with them at some point.
Yep. It's very easy. She'll just give you an address. When you look her up, you find a website, and she's got a garage in town.
Okay. All right. So I head to the garage, and I basically wander in and ask for some briefing on the protocol for engaging with Dolly before we're heading there.
Everywhere.
Okay. Otherwise, pretty easy going. Okay. So I head to Dolly's place and I hand her a business card. Say hi. My name. You can call me Janess. I've been recommended, or you've been recommended to me as someone who might be able to rent us some equipment.
Oh, that's nice. And she, so what you see is a younger lady with the left side of her head, all her hair is shaven down, and on the right side you see fiber optic hair, which is cascading in light colors. Her left arm is a very sleek, bright pink cybernetic arm, and her right leg is as well.
Awesome.
And her auto repair overall that she's wearing is specifically cut to reveal the mechanical limbs. She also has a bright yellow cybernetic eye. And you see around her garage, it's mostly vehicles that are being repaired, and you see these very large humanoid drones are doing the repairs, mostly. And she takes your business card, looks at it, and it gets scanned by her cybernetic eye. She flips it back, scans it again, then just throws it in the garbage can. All right. Well, so you want to take a look at some of my inventory?
Yeah. In particular, we're looking for the hire of a riggable remote drone that we can control remotely. We need eyes in the sky to detect some threats on an op we're currently working on.
How big do you want it?
Smaller the better. Inconspicuous.
All right.
We need resolution. And zoom control rather than speed or lifting capacity.
All right. So we have right here. Give me a minute. Actually, no. Come along with me. Come in back.
Okay.
And she takes you in back, and you see just this large open space with just racks full of different machinery. Some of it's parts, some of it's full like chunks of vehicles, some of it's medium drones. And she opens up a box. This right here is been stolen and recovered. Scrub clean, guarantee it's safe. This right here used to be a Lone Star eyeball, little hover bot that just it's just a camera, nothing else.
Perfect.
This little baby will is fully riggable if you need, but it can also be sent around remote controlled, just with your comm link, and give you a video feed if you need as well.
Perfect. Does it have stereoscopic audio?
Give me 1 second.
I'm thinking it would be helpful if there is a remote, like a at-range gunshot, to be able to quickly pick up its location.
Well, actually, it has slots for its different sensor systems. So, what do you need it to have? It has limited capacity, being so small and all. But we can focus on either it having some really good camera or some really good audio. So if you want a microphone focus system, we can do that.
Yeah, cool. That sounds awesome. So what sort of price would we be looking at? I mean, it sounds pretty much fit for purpose. We don't need anything super advanced. Just something that I can plug into my analytics tools on my comlink and
if you're going to be
provide
honest to me, how much in danger do you think my little thingy is?
If you keep it out of sight, not much.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking pretty minimal. We'd probably park it on the edge of a building somewhere rather than having it flying over a combat zone, so pretty minimal.
All right, well, how about we put it this way? You will be required to give me a deposit for the full amount that it's worth. However, if you bring it back to me all safe and sound, it'll cost you 100 new yen to rent it for an op. So a couple days.
Okay, so what's the full value? We only need it for 1 day.
Okay, yeah. 1,500 new yen for default one.
Oh, okay. That's going to be problematic for me. I'll have to check in with others to see if we can raise the funds for that.
Who are you working with?
Have you heard of Valkyrie and Star?
Yeah, I've worked with them.
And a guy named Slice as well is helping us out.
If you can put one of them on the phone, I can probably forego the deposit.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
If they... Because they've been proven to be fairly dependable. I rented them a helicopter a little while ago, so...
Yeah, well, I would imagine that would be harder to shoot. Sorry, easier to shoot down than one of these little guys. So.
Well, actually, the real danger with these things, if you run them around in urban territory, people are likely to snatch them. Just grab them out and stick them in their pocket.
This would all be altitude, where we'd be operating this at 300-400 feet.
Wonderful. Good. If you can get them on the phone, clear that.
Yeah, sure. And I loop. I get Dolly's matrix. Com link ID, so I can loop her into a conference call.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
You would notice she doesn't pull out a comm link or anything. Like she's doing sublocal too. Hi.
Mm-hmm. Hey.
Hello.
Hey. Okay, so this person here, Jeanette, says that they'll be renting this drone from me. You can confirm that if my little thing gets lost, you'll be able to pay the full 1,500 new yen to me if it's lost or destroyed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got that.
Yes.
All right. If you don't pay me, I will have the doctor take the payment from you. So.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Understood.
We understand.
That sounds grim. I do, however, hold out a cred chip and tap off 100 million of my own that will actually pay for the hire itself.
Wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, the renting is good for like 3-ish days. You say you only need it for 1 day, but just in case, you can hold on to it for a few days.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I've got a whole case of them. Baker's dozen. So if you need more.
Okay, good to know. I'll remember that for future use.
Thank you, Dolly.
Yes, thank you,
yes.
darling.
Nice hearing all of you. Come by if you ever need to get some upgrades.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
If any of your parts are feeling like they need to be replaced.
We're good. Thank you.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good.
Have
Thank
a
you.
good day.
Cool. Well, I thank Dolly. I take the drone and I start flying it around the neighborhood just to get a handle on the flight mechanics, get a bit of practice with it.
Yeah, in AR, it's super easy to control because you just kind of drag it around in a mini representation of the space. The AR making a hologram to show you its surroundings, so it's really easy to fly around. And then if you rig into it, super easy control. It becomes your body. You feel its sensations, and like it is you when you're doing that.
Yep. Cool. Well, I do have a control rig on my comlink, so.
Yep.
Actually, no, sorry, that's side of there. So but I have a control rig. So.
Yeah, you have a control rig, and it has to have a certain rigging device inside of it to make the connection. It needs to be on both sides, and it comes built in with rig system.
Yep. Awesome.
All right. And
Cool.
I think that we're kind of gathering up all the preparation. Everything's almost ready. So what are any of the last little things before this mission is ready to go?
What were the results of my rolls?
Those actually won't come into play until later.
Oh. Make sure you remember them.
I'm writing them down.
Okay.
Did Allie text me back about the information I gave her?
No, but she wants to talk with you about that. She says she's gonna drive by in a minute because this stuff is sensitive information, shouldn't be talked about over the phone. And we'll come by the loft. And in fact, I think at this point, Janess and Star are both back at the loft. This is after pretty much everything's done with, and you'll hear a knock at the door.
I will cautiously answer the door.
Hello? Can I come in?
Oh, hey. Yes, of course.
All right, so that's a lot of info that was in that chip.
Yes.
We've gotten a lot off it, and we've got more than enough reason to strike anyone affiliated with them down. And I've just got to take a day or two to prep the teams that are going to go and attack them. What's going on your side of it? What do I need to know?
On our side, tomorrow noon, the drop is going to be made in exchange for the hostage. That is what they've... No, we're going to try to intercept.
Okay. Because I'm I am concerned that you've been talking about hostage stuff, but all of this, there's not really much mention of hostage stuff. It's just find and kill, as far as I understand.
That's what we're concerned about too. We're specifically concerned about the droppees' life and the hostage as well. We kind of believe that the hostage was taken to lure this person out.
I interject and say fairly seriously, to be honest, knowing what I do about these sorts of groups, like I'm not sure about the tactics, but their MO would probably mean that hostage was dead 10 minutes after they took them.
Yeah, I would maybe contact whoever's doing this drop and see if they have any way to confirm that the hostage
proof of
is
life.
still some kind of proof of life. And nowadays with editing and all of it as it is, pictures don't mean anything either. So
Were we told about?
solid.
Did Valkyrie tell us that Blinky told her he was getting sent parts?
No, I don't think that would have been important.
Nope, you never communicated
wanna,
that. But they can call you if they want to talk about it more.
Yeah, if you want more information, you can ask me.
I will call Valkyrie.
Okay, also vocal.
Yeah. Do you know if Blinky got any sort of proof of life?
I don't know about life, but she was sent parts recently. So, do you want me to get her to ask?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to get proof of life. More than pictures or video, I guess. Neither can be edited heavily.
Okay.
One other thing to you guys looping me in on this call?
Yes, I would.
Okay. With my background in law enforcement, I can tell you that there will be signs that if there's any physical, like biomatter sent as proof of life, then it could be frozen. It would require some reasonably advanced checks to confirm whether that matter had been frozen, but it is possible to detect it.
Okay. I'll call her. I'll be right back. So I'm going to disconnect from the group and call Blinky.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
And I...
One second. Hi.
Hey, I got one question. Was wondering if you think you could get a proof of life?
I have proof of life.
What would that be?
It's the hostage is alive.
Okay. And you know that how?
I know it because the hostage is on life support. And I have direct connection to their vitals.
Okay. So you would know if they got unplugged.
Yeah. I would know if they died. Even if the system wasn't unplugged, I know that they're alive.
Okay. Thank you. I would then return to the group call and say, the hostage is on life support, and our person who's going to do the drop off has connections to that life support, so they can tell if they're unplugged.
Okay. Thank you. I will disconnect from the call and so our person, they have direct they can see their life support, and the person is connected to life support. The hostage is. I can see that and know that they're still alive.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good for you all. So the thing I wanted to say was, if things go poorly, it goes poorly for me. So I'm planning on having a attack team nearby. That's all I can muster, because I gotta put my efforts into organizing an actual effort. That'll be coming in a couple days. But I can have a team of security a couple blocks away, ready to jump in and help.
Okay.
I will have an aerial feed if you have a way to receive that. I can fork a stream for you.
Yep, that's a good thing to do. I will give you a number to call to tell them to jump in. Once they jump in, it's no longer your op. Okay?
That's understood.
Don't call them unless you absolutely need them. Because when they show up, they're going to take control of everything, and they're going to be very brutal and clean up the situation. And so don't call them unless you need them. But also, if you need them, you need to call them for all of our sake.
Understood.
That's understood.
We should probably have a chat to our Japanese friends then, to make them aware of that contingency.
I will be letting them know that Simon is operating in their territory and that they need to step aside.
All right. Thank you. Saves us the effort of convincing them that that support is available.
Yeah, no. It's more of an FYI.
I understand. I'm starting to get the lay of the land here.
Yeah. Other than that, that's pretty much everything that I'm willing to discuss. There's a lot of info there, and a lot of it doesn't mean very much to us yet, but we've been able to get Mr. Cribb to flinch a couple times and kind of
I wish I was there to see that.
show his hand. Yeah.
Has he provided any information on the mystery third person?
We couldn't get any info on names or anything, but we can confirm, well, with probably a 80% certainty, that they have a spider.
Okay.
Which, for those who are not aware, a spider is basically a hacker. Is a computer focused primarily on defense, but a computer person who does that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So we believe they have a spider, but everything that comes out of his mouth is still questionable.
Understood.
And since we did know about Fish, he continued to fuel that story. So again, we can't tell what coming out of his mouth is true and what of it's not. But this Fish character seems to be pretty dangerous. Kind of a Black Ops equivalent of a street samurai.
Question. I'm not part of this, but they still want the group alive, right?
If possible. But if it's not possible, which if my team gets called in, it's very unlikely that they'll be alive. So, it plays out how it plays out, but you will definitely earn some points with Simon if you can bring one of them in alive, especially if that one turns out to not be so hardened against interrogation as the one we got, or as useless as the other as the suit.
In other words, catch the spider.
That would be a good bet. If you can catch the spider, that's kind of the perfect combination of knows a lot of useful info, but probably doesn't actually see real engagements as much as the rest. That might be the ticket. If you can catch the spider, I imagine things will be very good.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't need all of them.
Okay.
We just need one that can tell us something.
Got that.
Yep. Well, looks like I have a task tomorrow, other than just simple oversight.
All right, I gotta get back to it. I got a lot of stuff I gotta organize. In the
Understood.
case that things go wrong.
All good. Thank you for the new information.
Yes, thank you.
Your favors that you've been doing for me, they've earned favor with me, and so I will help you when I can. But if you do this favor for me, if you bring back the spider, or anyone on their team who can talk to us, it won't be just a favor for me. It'll be a favor for Simon, and he'll know. So,
Understood.
this could be good for you. This could be very good for you.
Thank you.
All right. And she leaves.
All right. I loop in Valkyrie and give her that new op-int.
Okay.
All right. So, any more prep before we end this session? Any more?
I want to make sure with Janess that she can handle the spider.
I can possibly track them. I'm possibly not the person to catch them.
Okay, but if you could point me in the right direction, I could probably nail them with a gel round.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe even Star might be a good person to send for exfil there.
Maybe. We'll see.
Actually get a chance to use that skill set, right?
Also, hopefully, maybe next session, you might have a troll come help you.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be helpful.
I suspect
down
he's going to
could
be
real
more.
nice.
I suspect he's going to be more useful dealing with fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be the end of the session. A very
Awesome.
good bunch of prep. You've all done very good. And what do you think? Y'all excited?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
I think we got this.
moderately
hope we got
terrifying, but awesome fun.
This could go. This could go well. This could go really badly.
Yeah.
We're gonna see how it plays
Really
out.
depends.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah.
I have to roll a bunch of secret rolls now. A lot of
I
them
hope
are
this is-
perception, but it's because Valkyrie is.
By the way, I will never stand up while I'm on that stakeout.
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
It's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be fairly likely that they won't spot Valkyrie, but maybe a miracle roll, they will. There's a lot of different stuff going on, and I'm very excited for it. So why don't you all
Absolutely.
sign off? Let's just do the same order we did coming in. So we'll start with Gemma.
Okay, Gemma Hooper, Blue Jay Gliding, Antipodes Yarns on the Twitters, and I am on Welcome to the Party at in the No Single Thing Abides and Eclipse Phase 2 campaign, and I run Welcome to Cotaset on Thursdays.
Alright, I'm Silverstorm. I don't really do much. I have a webcomic based in the Shadowrun universe.
Which is awesome.
Oh, thank you. I play here Thursdays, and that's all at the moment until Von Win Season 2 kicks up, which I'm excited for. But yeah, that's it.
All right. And Nerdy.
Yes, I'm Nerdy Teddy Bear. You can find me on Twitter at Nerdy Teddy. Other than that, you can find me here on Welcome to the Party. This coming Monday, the 21st, 9:30 p.m. EST, we'll be starting up a Masks campaign, Aegis Shield of Earth. Going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that. Of course, Wednesdays, you can find me in the Crusade of Thorns VTM campaign as part of the Camarilla. And then on Thursdays, I'm here for Shadowrun and for Pokemon as well.
All right.
Sorry, I should just quickly mention I got the day wrong because I'm used to thinking in Australian time.
Ooh.
The Welcome to Cotaset is on Wednesday nights at midnight EST, and the No Single Thing Abides is on every second Tuesday.
All right. Second Tuesday? Oh, you're right. No, you're right. I'm just thinking about confused. No Single Thing Abides, as far as I'm aware, is second and fourth Tuesdays, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I think like alternate. I think it's Mimic Nights.
Yeah, Mimic Nights. It's my show.
The other one. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful.
So I understand why you asked the question.
Okay. I am Shogun. I'm Shogun117 on Twitter, and I run Mimic Nights, which is second, fourth, and the rare fifth Tuesday of every month. I play in the Pokemon game, which is every other Thursday, and I run this Shadowrun game, which is all of the Thursdays when we don't play Pokemon. And I play in the Vampire the Masquerade Saturday morning for me, 9 o'clock in the morning for me, and which is PST, and it's noon EST. And that's everything, I believe. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We're going to go raid the Kitten Hugs. It looks like they're playing some D&D, so we're going to go do that. Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you all later. Goodbye.
Bye.
Awesome. Bye.
Thank you.
And